Okay, so we're out in the field, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it had been raining like all day since like 2 in the morning, like really heavy rain. Everybody was soaked. Our boots had been soaked through. All of our shit got wet.
Couple wet
It was
boys.
awful. Yeah, and it was like 40 something degrees with no sun and like still drizzling. So it was just terrible. Just overall not a good time. And we're inside of these shipping crates, right? And they're like modified. There's like stucco on them or something on the outside to make it look like an actual like building, because it's for like training. So we're in this building, and people have. So we got these one man tents for the night before when it was raining. Before we moved to the area with these buildings, so people have their tents set up inside of the shipping crate. So there's a bunch of tents set up inside. Like they're relatively narrow. They're one man tents, but there's like three tents set up at the back of the shipping crate, and it's like a hobo village back there. And I'm in the front, just in my sleeping bag. I didn't have my tent set up, and somebody
Yeah,
came in
because you
looking.
were in a
Yeah,
storage crate.
I didn't need it. So although it would have kept me a little bit warmer during the night because it was cold as
Yeah.
shit. So somebody comes in looking for one of the guys. And I was like, oh, he's at the. Sarah comes in looking for Melville, right? And I'm like, okay, yeah, Melville's at the back. He's in the tents. So then, like, he goes back there, whatever. They were like talking for a little while, and I don't know. I don't remember what they were talking about. Nothing important. But then somebody called me over, and so then I go to the edge of the hoodlum square. I'm in between. I go past two tents lined up on either side. Walk through them, and then there's another tent like half in the way, so I have to like squeeze around it to get past it. And then there's one along the wall and one along the back wall. So it's just they're layered throughout this whole place. And we were all having a conversation. Wall tent, in the way tent, and back wall tent. I was like, where's Sarah? And then Sarah responds, and I was like, "Wait a second, are you and Melville in the same tent?" And Melville just goes, "Don't worry about it." and then, and then like a little bit, Melville goes, "Sarah, come here," and you start hearing start like slapping, like I guess like slapping his thighs or something, and it sounds like the fuck. He starts slapping the thighs. He's like, "Ooh yeah," or something, like really loud, and then like they keep going, and you see like slap, 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 and like Sarah starts like saying weird things, and then the one of the tents that I walked past, one of the side tents, the guy in there is he's a sergeant. He's like, what is it? Mobile is like, oh, Sarah, and then you just hear from his tent, the sergeant's tent, the push up, and then him and Sarah inside of the tent both go the push up, and then fucking Melville pops out of the tent and is on his hands with his legs in the tent, and then the sergeant starts counts for the push up, so it's like 1, 2, 3, 1, and then they go to like 4, and Bilbo looks up, and I'm like losing it watching them, and Bilbo's like, "Oh, you looked at me, you gotta fucking join in." I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "Where do I even fit?" So then I run over there, my legs are between the tent in the way and the wall, and then I'm angled out like right in front of the sidewall tent, and the dude in the sides tent is like, "I didn't see anything," and he just zips it up and so then we're all doing push-ups. I'm next to Melville. We're doing push-ups, and I was like, "Wait!" And then I hear Sarah counting like one. It was like 1, 2, and I look over it as we're doing the push-ups, and the tents, just like the shell of the tent is just moving up and down. I was like, "Wait, is Sarah doing push-ups in the tent?" And then Sarah just starts screaming the numbers, and we're all doing push-ups in the Connex, and we get to 10, and the sergeant's like, "All right, cut that shit out." I just like, and then Sarah just pokes his feet out of the tent and sits on. It's a totally fucking ridiculous situation. What's up?
How big are the tents?
They're like, they're like 6 feet long, or like 6.5 feet long, and then like 3 or 4 feet wide.
It's
And
quite a
mounted.
small space for two dudes to be in.
Yeah, I don't know how they fit in there.
Like they were touching.
Like you couldn't fit my shoulders twice over it. Like if you line me up side by side, like when I lay back flat, my hair touches the one edge and my feet touch the other end.
That's
but just
real
slightly.
Personal.
Yeah. Yeah, so they were in there. I don't know what they're into. They started pretending to fuck. And it's like they were loud too, and it went wide. Oh,
did he?
The push up just comes out of the tent. The push up.
Is the push up like, was he just fucking with them, or
Yeah,
is that how you normally announce to start doing push ups?
Yeah, so like when you do the prep drill, which is like the Army's way of like warming you up, there's like a whole bunch of drills for different stuff, but like the prep drill is for just general exercise. So when you do like prep drill exercises, like you call out the name of it and then you say like starting position move, and then you say in cadence because you're doing it to a rhythm, and then you start counting off the cadence play. So that's why when he said the push up, we all fucking repeated it.
He just yells it out of the tent.
He didn't get out of his tent the entire time. He's just sitting in his tent on his phone counting off the cadence. We're all doing push-ups in this cramped ass hobo space. There's a bunch of homeless guys.
Oh, that's great.
It was fucking amazing. It was a good time. But anyways, that's my tent sex story.
It's
Indoor
a good story.
tent sex story.
Would you rather be gay Bowser or Waluigi?
You watched me take a big ass sip of water, and then you asked me.
Listen, I had already started asking by the time you put it to your lips.
All the way.
I couldn't stop.
It was such an important question that you had to ask.